Caddo Lake is the brand new Max original film that hit the streaming service around a week ago. This movie is produced by M. Night Shyamalan. This movie stars Dylan O'Brien as Paris, a man who lives near this Caddo Lake. He's going through a tragedy in his life. He starts to connect what happened in his family tragedy to something that happens to do with the lake. Also in the movie is Eliza Scanlon as Ellie, a daughter of the character of C, played by Diana Hooper. Oh, sorry, played by incorrection. Sorry, I'm getting those two people confused. Sorry, played by Lauren Ambrose, who, after the mysterious disappearance of her 8-year-old sister, she connects those events to something that happened on the lake. Again, I'm trying to be as vague as possible with this review. The film is an hour and 39 minutes and is PG-13. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. Sorry about that casting thing. My name is Max Zimmer. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and ring the bell. If you're new to the channel, I do movie, TV show reviews, box office breakdown show every single Tuesday, out of theater reactions, and movie franchise rankings. If you like any one of those things, please subscribe and ring that bell. Comment down below. First of all, have you even heard of Caddo Lake? If you've seen it, did you like it? Did you not like it? If you have not seen it, tell me, did I just put this movie on your radar? Let me know if I did in the comment section down below. I respond to every single comment, and definitely comment. Let's have a fun movie discussion as we always do. And also, please like the video. So I knew nothing about the movie other than Dylan O'Brien was like this poster behind me. I saw on Max that sure, I'll watch a new Max original movie, not knowing that M. Night Shyamalan produced it, not knowing the genre that the movie was going for. So in this review, I'm going to be extremely vague because the this was probably the movie of all I've seen this whole year where I've come in the blindest, meaning I just knew nothing about this movie, like not even an inkling on what was going to go on in this movie. And I think because the way Max didn't really promote this movie, not a lot of people are going to know about this movie either. So I'm here to really just give you that recommendation so you go check it out because I want everyone to have a same experience as me, which is kind of being swept into what the movie does. So I'm going to be as vague as possible as it pertains to plot, twists and turns, stuff like that. But I'm just here to talk about the movie, which I thought was an extremely excellent film. This is a film that probably most people are not, sadly, just not going to watch, but I'm here to give a very high recommendation. This is an excellent film where in the beginning of the movie, I was like, I'm not sure if this is interesting whatsoever. And then there's a point where the movie goes down its direction, its ultimate direction as pertains to genre, pace, the movie that it's trying to be. And I bought in right away once it went in that direction. This movie made me think. I really was shocked how much I got swept into the emotionalness of the story. Dylan O'Brien is excellent in this movie. And while he gets a lot of the times a bad rap because he was the star of the Maze Runner movies, which again, I was one of the books. That's one of the books or the movies that I actually read the books before the movies. I enjoy the first Maze Runner movie, but really did have a hard time with 2 and 3. He really got a bad rap for just being another teen actor starring in a, teen type book series. And he's been going very under the radar since the trilogy ended. But he's a really excellent actor, and he's proved that in a lot of projects over the last 5 to 6 years. And I hope people get to see this because he is really phenomenal in the movie. His character goes through the most shocking things from a audience perspective because I did not feel like I was going to be so wrapped into his character, but I was moved by the wrap up to his character towards the third act of the movie. And I was kind of shocked that the movie went in the direction, shocked in a really pleasant way. So he's very good in the movie. The other co-lead is Eliza Scanlon, who obviously I saw from Sharp Objects. She's been popping up with a lot of things over the last 5 years. She's also excellent in the movie. All the performances are really strong, but those two carry the entire film. And they're both in completely different plot lines that really, for the most part, don't come together. So for them, they're kind of feel like they're in separate movies, but they do feel like they're in the same film. And that's a lot due to the performances from Scanlon and O'Brien. as I said, when the movie gets going, it makes you think. And this is a movie that I think a lot of people are not going to like because, first of all, it's a very much a slow build and it's not spoon feeding the audience. It is not just telling you answers. And it's not a type of movie that's interpretive where you need to figure out the answers on your own on how the movie was at the end of the movie. It's not doing that, but it's not just telling you on the screen what is going on. And I think that made it an exciting film. You just never get movies anymore where you sit down and the movie's throwing stuff at you and you have to follow along. You need to understand what is going on because the movie isn't going to just give you exposition because there really is like no exposition dumps in this movie about what the actual plot of the film is. We're learning just like the characters are learning, and that's something that movies just don't have, I'll just say it, the balls to do because we're in a time where so many of these type of movies have to have so many exposition dumps at the camera, which becomes so out of character because they're just making these expositions scenes so the audience isn't lost. This movie isn't worried about audiences being lost. They want you to be on the journey with the characters and for you to understand. They're not treating the audience like they're babies. And the respect for the audience is felt through the screen from these two directors in Logan George and Celine Heald. Who did direct episodes on Servant, which is why M. Night is a producer on this film. From a negative perspective, my only like major critique of the movie, there's kind of two. The first one is towards the third act, there are 1 to 2 plot conveniences that felt really forced. And again, I can't really get into that specifically, but if you've seen the movie, things happen, and I wish there was like 1 or 2 of these plot conveniences in the last like 30 minutes. I don't think both or 2 or 3 of them had to be pulled out, but I felt like there was a bit too many conveniences in the plot to keep the movie going. So that for me was a major. And my biggest problem with the first act is, as I said, I wasn't really bought in until the movie until like the 30-minute mark. And I know it's a slow build, but I wish the movie could have at least hinted a little bit more earlier in the film. I know I'm waiting 30 minutes, but I wish the film could have gotten me hooked a little sooner. But these are just definitely, that is definitely a critique, a minor critique. The major one is kind of that plot convenience thing, which I do think the movie goes into a couple times, too many times. But overall, this is a really excellent film. It's an original film. It's fresh and it challenges the audience in a very unique way. I'm begging people now who have not even heard of this movie to go check this one out on Max. It's available on HBO Max with no extra cost. I'm going to give Caddo Lake a 4 out of 5 stars, 84%, a really excellent film that I think will go under the radar in 2024. What are your thoughts on this movie? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.